So we adjusted it. We said that it's puzzle. Why didn't we adjust it and say that it's Reb Meir's opinion and Spiegel? So it says Tana Divrei Hakol Asnei. The Tana taught that it was Divrei Hakol. It was everyone's opinion. So Pigel b'Puzzle Michlaflei. The Pigel in puzzle is easy to switch. It's just a Gimel or a Samach. However, Harei Zeh b'Divrei Hakol Lei Michlaflei. But this is the opinion of Reb Meir, or everyone holds, then that doesn't switch so easily. You follow that? So it's saying how mistakes could creep into the Brisa. It's much easier to switch one letter than to switch a whole phrase. Okay. We're up to the third parak. The second parak. We just finished the first parak. Okay, I'm sorry?
How many problems?
No, this must be the...
There's plenty of problems.
The second parak.
This is the second parak, yeah. This is the third parak. Hakaimet. Hakaimet says Amincha. This Mishnah was quoted many times. If someone does kmitza on the mincha, and his intention at that time, while he's doing the kmitza, is lechel davar shein darka lechel, lahakter davar shein darka lahakter, and his intention while he's doing this is to eat something that's not meant to be eaten. For example, he's going to eat the levina, he's going to eat the kaimetz. Or he's going to offer up something that's not meant to be offered up. He's just going to burn the shirayim the following day.
Place.
Is it or the place? Could be the same.
It says, or to burn outside its place or beyond its time.
Right.
Something that's
Either
not
one.
meant, yeah.
Either one it's kosher.
Place or time.
It's going to be kosher.
Oh.
Because it's not meant to be burnt. It wasn't meant to be eaten.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Rabbi Eliezer Paisel. Rabbi Eliezer says no. It's possible. What about lechel davar shedarka lechel lahakter davar shedarka lahakter, but it's pachas mikazayis? You have the intention to eat what's meant to be eaten out of its place or out of its time, and you have or you have intention to burn something that's meant to be burnt, but the only thing is it's less than a shear.
So it's like pigel, but less than a kazayas.
Right. That says kosher. Now we learned this already before. We learned half a kazayas. It doesn't combine. We learned that about half a kazayas. Why does it have to repeat it here? The reason is because Rabbi Eliezer seems to make a gzeira regarding things that are not meant to be eaten, that are offered that he has thoughts about eating them. So maybe he might make a gzeira about less than a kazayas, because you might end up doing a kazayas, just like he does a gzeira on having thoughts of eating something that is meant to be eaten, because you might have thoughts about eating something that is meant to be eaten. So one step removed to gzeira. So here you will make a gzeira on half a kazayas. So it's coming to teach me that even Rabbi Eliezer doesn't hold that. Lechel k'chatzi zayas alaktik k'chatzi zayas. Let's say he has intention to eat a half a zayas and to offer up half a kazayas, that's kosher. Because he can't combine the eating and the burning.
Can I ask
create
you
a kazayas?
Rabbi, lechel kechetzi zayas. You can offer up a chetzi. So what are his thoughts here? His thoughts are to eat a chetzi zayas, right?
After the time.
Okay.
And he's going to offer up a half a zayas after the time. That doesn't invalidate the sacrifice.
Because it's a half of zayas.
Well, but if I would combine the two forbidden thoughts here, he's going to do a whole kazayas out of its time. He's going to eat and offer a full kazayas.
So then that should be pigel?
That should be pigel. Or maybe puzzle. We say that, we don't even say that, we say it's kosher. Because you can't combine the eating and the burning. Okay? Amar Abasi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. My time to Rabbi Eliezer. What's the reason for Rabbi Eliezer that he says that it's possible? If someone will eat from the sacrifice, now it says on the third day, but it means if he has thoughts of eating it on the third day, that's the pigel thoughts. And b'shtei achilas hakasa medaber, it's talking about two types of eating. Echad achilas adam, echad achilas mizbeach. One is the eating of the man, and one is the eating of the mizbeach. Leimalach, to tell you, Kashem, just as shemachashrim b'achilas adam, that you can have thoughts that will make pigel regarding something that's eaten, which is the shirayim. Kach mechashrim b'achilas mizbeach, you can also have thoughts about something that's burnt, which is the kaimetz of the levina. Kshem shemachashrim me'achilas adam la'achilas adam, and just like you can have thoughts of something that's meant to be eaten, that the person will eat it at a certain time. Ume'achilas mizbeach, and something that's meant to be burnt, la'achilas mizbeach, that the mizbeach will consume it at a certain time, out of the time. So kach mechashrin me'achilas adam le'mizbeach, you can also have thoughts of something that's meant to be eaten, that it will be burnt on the mizbeach. Me'achilas mizbeach, and something that's meant to be burnt on the mizbeach, la'adam, that the person will eat it. My time, how does he know this? Midafkin rachman al aktar b'lashon achila. Because when it says that this is two types of thoughts, where does he get this from? Ibim heyachel yeyachel, has a double expression of eating. That tells me that one of the expressions of eating really means burning. So that means that eating and burning could be exchanged. And if he has thoughts of eating something that's meant to be burnt, it's going to be
so you can do chalifa
possible.
on it? In other words, they're the same thing.
Right.
Because the pasuk says it twice.
Right. Because the pasuk says it twice. That tells me that it's talking about two types of achilas. One is the eating of the mizbeach. One is the eating of a person. Because the eating of the mizbeach is given with is using a term of achila, of eating. That means that even if he has intention to eat what's meant to be burnt, the same thing would apply. Rabbanan, what do the Rabbanan do? It says twice. It says twice achila. Haidaf kin rachmana b'lashon achila. This that the Torah says. The Eibishter uses the term achila when it's talking about burning. The leishna ki mechashev b'lashon achila lemizbeach. The leishna ki mechashev b'lashon aktar lemizbeach. It doesn't matter if he says the mizbeach will consume or the mizbeach, or he'll burn on the mizbeach. It doesn't matter. Consuming and burning is the same. It's the same thing. Consume means as in eating, consumption. Inami ma achila b'kazayas, afaktar b'kazayas, or there's possibly another thing that the reason why it uses achila for aktara, coming to teach me that it needs to be a kazayas. If he has thoughts of burning a kazayas, that's considered thoughts of pigul. However, achila is talking about the normal way of something that's meant to be eaten. We're not talking about eating something that's meant to be burned. For Rabbi Eliezer, according to Rabbi Eliezer, imkein lichtav rachmana vim. How does Rabbi Eliezer know these other things that the Rabbanan just told us? That you can have thoughts of achila. You can have thoughts of that the mizbeach is. It doesn't matter if you have aktara or achila. That the Gemara is not going to discuss because that's obvious. But how does he know there needs to be a kazayas? Imkein lichtav rachmana meyachal hey achel. Inami yeachal yeachel. Why does it my hey achal yeachel? It uses these two expressions. Each one is different. Shamak minei tarti. It's coming to teach me not only that you can have thoughts of eating the haktara, of eating what's meant to be burnt, but also it needs to be a kazayas. Okay. Amalei Reb Zera leRabasi. Who was quoting this? This was Rabasi saying in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Reb Zera says to Rabasi, "Be time with the Rabbi Eliezer mishum hachi. If you're correct, karas nami lachayev. Then why is he not chayev karas? Why does only Rabbi Eliezer say that it's pasul? If you have a pasuk that we're learning it from, then there should be karas. There should be real pigul when he has thoughts of eating what's meant to be burnt. If you say that that's so, that it's taka so, it's taka karas. But you were the one that said, Rabasi, that Moed Rabbi Eliezer sheinadas karas. That Rabbi Yochanan says, in the name, you said this in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, and that Rabbi Eliezer holds there is no karas by this. Amalei Rabasi says Tanayi Aliba de Rabbi Eliezer. There's two opinions regarding what Rabbi Eliezer holds. Iklamandam Psula Dairaisa. Some say it's pasul midairaisa, which means that there's karis, it's real pigel. Viklamandam Psula Darabanan. Some say that it's pasul midarabanan. The Tanya was taught in the Brisa. Someone slaughters a sacrifice with intention to drink the blood the following day. He's going to eat what's not even meant to be burnt. This is something else. This is meant to be put on the altar. Or he's going to burn what's meant to be eaten, the flesh. He's going to eat what's meant to be burnt, the limbs of that are burnt. All this is kosher according to the sages. In Rabbi Eliezer Paisel, Rabbi Eliezer says that it's possible. Let's say he doesn't have thoughts of drinking or eating or burning.
How can eating the blood be kosher?
Yeah, that's a midaraisa.
He's not drinking the blood. The
Yeah.
question is the sacrifice kosher? He's slaughtering a sacrifice.
Right.
While he's slaughtering the sacrifice, he has thoughts
Yeah.
of drinking the blood the following day.
Okay.
Now,
So that's not
did
fine.
that invalidate the sacrifice?
It would seem like it.
It doesn't invalidate the sacrifice
You're not allowed to drink the
because
blood.
he wasn't allowed to drink the blood. That has nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
the
you did
sacrifice
nothing
is
wrong.
still
You're not allowed
blood.
to drink the blood.
This
So-
the Ba'avera.
He's not drinking the blood. He's not drinking the blood. He had thoughts of drinking the blood.
Right, which you're not allowed to do anyway. So it's like it cancels
It doesn't
out.
invalidate
No,
the
it
sacrifice.
counts it even worse. If
You're
You're
having
allowed
thoughts
to
of doing
eat
something you're not
meat.
allowed to do
you're
midaraisa.
allowed to eat meat tomorrow, but you can't drink blood today, tomorrow, the next day.
Yeah, the problem is that a sacrifice, you're not allowed to eat it the following day. And he's having thoughts of eating the meat. So he's taking the sacrifice.
Right.
And he's thinking about it, he's transforming it into something else with his thoughts.
And the blood.
The
belongs
blood,
to
well,
Mizbeach.
there's never allowed, the Torah says you can't drink it. What you're
Right.
thinking is nothing.
What does that mean?
It's not meant
You're
to
not-
be.
It's not an Avera. Thinking
you're-
about something's not an
Right.
In
Avera.
other words, you're having in mind something you're not supposed to do anyway,
Right,
so it cancels
so-
it out. So it's not. So it's not.
It's even worse then.
No,
Okay, that's,
you're not allowed to. Why do you
that's
say
how
it's
it
even
works.
worse?
Huh?
Why do you say
I
it's
hear
even
what
worse?
you're saying.
That's a position.
Why am I not getting? Why is it even worse?
But
You're
he's,
not allowed to do it.
Because
what he's
the
saying
meat,
is that not only are you not allowed to do it, and he's thinking about it, it should mess up everything.
the meat
Yes.
you can eat today, and technically you can even eat meat tomorrow. Blood you can never eat.
Right. So, well, okay.
So
Okay.
to have thoughts
So-
about meat is only a half problem. You had thoughts
The
about
way it
eating on the
works-
wrong day. To have thoughts about blood is a complete problem. It's a complete problem. You can never eat blood.
The way it works is that when it comes to sacrifices, the thoughts make a big difference. When it comes
Thoughts
to
matter.
the thoughts matter. The thoughts are like the action. When it comes to every other thing, only the action matters. The thoughts are there to embellish.
Didn't you say there was a machlekes or something between the Rebbe about that?
Yeah, and the Rebbe and his father. But the thoughts just embellish. They add to it, but they don't. It's not like the action. So here he's thinking about the thoughts about something that's forbidden, that's really forbidden, that's nothing to do with the sacrifice.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't affect the. If someone shechts an animal, just a regular animal, and he has thoughts of to drink the blood, the animal's perfectly kosher. Everything's
does
fine.
Does the blood belong in the base of Migdal? On the Mizbeach?
Yeah, but let's say it's not a carbon.
Yeah.
He just has thoughts of drinking. Nothing happens. It's not a problem.
fine.
So
Right.
here, you're slaughtering the slaughtering of the animal. There's the thoughts of sacrificial thoughts that don't that aren't consistent with the way the sacrifice is meant to be would invalidate the animal. Now here, he's thinking about doing something that's nothing to do with the sacrifice. It's to drink the blood doesn't affect the sacrifice.
But it does because the blood belongs on the Mizbeach.
Uh-huh. Maybe it's a kazayas of the blood. Maybe it's not all the blood.
Yeah, okay.
So okay, Rabbi Lezer
You don't buy that.
A reviz.
Reverse, you're right, a reverse. Okay, so Rabbi Eliezer Paisel. Rabbi Lezer says it's no good. Let's say lo haniach damei midamei lamach. Let's say he doesn't have thoughts of doing anything. He just says, I'm going to leave it for tomorrow. Not going to sprinkle, I'm not going to eat it, I'm just going to leave it past the time. Rabbi Yehuda Paisel. Rabbi Yehuda says it's invalid. Amar Rabbi Lazar. Look carefully. Rabbi Lazar says, Af bezu Rabbi Eliezer Paisel v'chacham machshirim. Over here, Rabbi Lazar says that Rabbi Eliezer and the sages would argue about this, about leaving it. Rabbi Yehuda says that it's pasul, and Rabbi Lazar says that this is also machlekes. Rabbi Yehuda aliba deman. Who's Rabbi Yehuda going according to when he says that it's pasul when he says to leave it? Eily aliba de rabbanon. If he's going according to the rabbis that say if he would eat it it would be kosher. If, according to the rabbis, if he thinks about eating it, it's kosher. Over here, he didn't even think about eating. He didn't think about anything. Eating it the following day wasn't a problem. And all of a sudden, to do nothing with it is going to be a problem. Why should that be a problem? It must be according to Rabbi Eliezer that it's a problem. However, the Mishnah goes on and says that Rabbi Eliezer says that Rabbi Eliezer says that it's possible. Now, what did Rabbi Yehuda say? That Rabbi Eliezer says that it's possible. So it must be there's two opinions according to Rabbi Eliezer. One would say that it's pigul, and one would say that it's possible. Rabbi Eliezer, Hainu Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Eliezer is the same as Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Eliezer is the same as Rabbi Yehuda. Elalav karasik beinayu. The Rabbi Yehuda savar laniach psula ba'alma. Laniach is just pasul. Ba'alma psula ba'alma. Bahanach karas nami b'chayav. Let me just see how you read that. That laniach, there's no karas. It's only a pasul ba'alma. Bahanach, but when he has thoughts of achila, of eating something that's meant to be burnt, that's karas all as well. Basur Rabbi Lazar, Lameimar, Rabbi Lazar says, Idi vidi pasul. Vein by karas, they're both exactly the same. Let's leave it right there. Sure, 1 second. We can finish this. And no, it's going to take us over to the next page. Okay.
Can we try again?
Yeah, go ahead, please. What is the level now? In English?
Sure.
Huh?
Here's some Levana.
What is this? What is this, Rabbi? What is
Kiddush Levana.
Kiddush Levana is
It
finished.
comes from the sap from a tree.
But you know,
Look at it, it's the sap.
Saraf.
but you said something before that maybe that's why I'm doing it wrong. You said they did it in a pan, right?
They may have had coals under it.
So it was more like it was toasted because they didn't actually burn it because the pan got heated, right?
Right.
That's why maybe I'm doing it wrong.
אוקיי, פרץ, תחזיק את זה ככה והוא יעשה את זה. נו, יאללה.
Listen, if it burns down, it's your problem. Okay, we have a GC in the house. Your
Yeah.
GC? Okay, good. Blame it on you.
I'm afraid of the, what's it called?
I'm not going to burn it this time. I'm going to smoke it.
Ooh. No, you have to do it from the bottom.
Yeah, but then I'll burn the table.
No big deal.
Careful, it can get to your hand. Okay, watch your hand, watch your hand.
No, don't worry. His
That
hand
smells so
is...
good. My hand.
Actually, it smells pretty good.
He's a
Smells good.
Kohen.
You smell it?
עוד לא, פרץ, חכה.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can smell it.
יש לך בעיה עם...
יש לי בעיה עם
Yeah, I burned the
הצינור.
piece
Is
you
it
gave me.
melting?
It burned through the black flame.
You smelling anything?
Yeah, we can smell it.
I can smell it.
Yeah, I'm smelling like a melting.
Yeah.
פלסטיק.
I think
yeah.
it's. I
Yeah,
think
that's all you need.
נו, תרביץ, יאללה. תשימי למטה.
Yeah, let's burn plastic. You know, my sister lives in New York. She moved out of her house because where she lives in New York, some Satmar guy bought a big plastic right behind her house. Not even, doesn't even live from the area. It's like near Muncie somewhere. She had to move because it's
smell.
yeah, because the smell.
Smell what?
I'll leave
She was wherever her house was, right in this neighborhood. Some big Satmar guy from Muncie or whatever bought this huge plastic factory, like behind her house. To move.
We'll leave this
She
here.
must
As,
be very upset.
we'll leave this here as a remnant
must
for all the
smell it.
next
She's
people.
happy because now she lives on the Hudson, which is not the cleanest, but it's